Some people are born with a different type of pain. Some people are born with a different level of expectation placed upon them. Some people have no choice but to figure it out, to survive. They have no one to lean on, no shoulder to lean on. Nobody to pat them on the back and say, I got you. Those people, they make it out alive. Major recording artist, entrepreneur, Rest truly represents that. You know, when I look at Rest's face and I look at the tattoos and I look at his aura, but something in his eyes allows me to see that rarity in him, that specialness, that hunger. He has a different level of light, merged with darkness, merged with aspiration, rolled into one. Everything about him is 1000% authentic. Every angle, every view, every inch, every vein, every DNA, every chromosome in his body is made from authenticity. You won't find another individual as raw as him that will take it to the wall every time. He will always find a way out. He will always make it out alive. This interview that you're about to see of him inside the world famous House of Hits, shout out to Serge, Vinny, Dorian, it's gonna make you understand what it's like to walk through darkness and find your own light. Rest, House of Hits, Hype Fresh, of course, the untouchable Radio Pushers. Let's get it.
People, we are live inside the House of Hits studios, world renowned, world famous in Miami. People, when you think about a dream, it starts in your mind. You know, there's 5 brain waves inside the brain, right? The theta, Theta, brainwave emits the power to make you dream. The delta brainwave is the fastest brainwave that goes through your mind. But the theta brainwave allows you to dream. I actually wrote about that in the last article about my guy right here. I wrote about Rest BX. I wrote about that because everything he does, there's a lot of psychological input into it. There's a lot of deep thought. It's so strategic. You everything down to what he's gonna wear, how he's gonna sound, how he looks. Control aggression is the most powerful emotion in the world. A lot of people don't know how to do control aggression. They just do stuff. With him, everything has a pinpoint exact destination to it. We're inside the House of Hits. Vinny Del Leon, Serge, his brother, they've created something masterful. We're here with the actual podcast, Raising the Bar, Hype Fresh Magazine, and we're here with my brother, major recording artist, entrepreneur, Rest BX. Rest, welcome to the podcast, my brother. Welcome to the House of Hits.
Hello, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be here, man. Beautiful thing.
No doubt about it. You know how to give that Diddy intro.
Yeah.
I want to say this. Everything you do has such aggression to it with the music. Speak about how you write from that pain. Where does that come from?
I think it's just a matter of, how can I say it? I just want to look for patience, man. You know what I mean? Being patient, and having pressure on me if, I got like a big family. So that puts a lot of pressure on me to, it's just go time. It's constant go time. Mm-hmm. I don't have time to waste. I don't got time for games. And that just, it brings an animal out of me that, what I mean, that just keeps me going and staying focused, Plus my kids is a big impact in that as well. I'm big on family.
Definitely. And the reason why I say it is because of this. You direct most of all of your videos.
Yeah.
You're so hands-on with everything. There's this distinctive sense of urgency with you. Where did that come from? Where did it start? Why is your life so accelerated?
I think it came from my step-pops in the beginning because I watched my step-pops do music as well.
Okay.
And he was in the era of cutting demos and bringing the demos to it. So I watched his whole grind. And that's a big influence on my grind in this era of how to push myself. The urgency though, man, I just feel like the urgency is just grind, the natural hustle in me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know what I got. I know my talents. I know my worth. I'm proud of it. And I just want the world to realize, what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that just keeps me pushing.
Yeah, the reason why I say that is because it's like when I watch your videos, you know, you give a Spike Lee type aura with your cinematography. You're always telling a story. I want to get into that story a little bit. What things transpired during your childhood that, because to me, everything in your music is from a story.
Yeah.
To me, there's truth in that. So I want to talk about your truth. What's some of the things, the darkness that occurred that you found light in to produce what you're doing now?
I think I grew up early, man. I was 12, 13, hanging with grown men, running the streets. I got locked up when I was 14. I did almost 3 years. So, you know, that made me grow up early. So me coming from a bed at 14 years old, I jumped from a bed going from jail to my senior year in high school.
Okay.
So like I went straight from jail, came out my senior year to the 12th grade of high school in the Bronx.
Quantum leap.
Yeah. So that you know, that kind of made me mature and grow up early. You know what I mean? Be dealing with grown men doing things in the street at a young age. It had this effect on me of, you know, making me mature quicker. You know, and you know, that's where I come from as far as some of the dark parts of my life, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, stuff that's embraced me to be the man I am today, to help me be the man I am today, shall I say. You know, but I did get locked up at an early age, and it did have an impact on, you know, a lot of the darkness in my life, you know?
Mm-hmm. Incarceration, it can breed many things. It can be resentment, it can breed pain, it can make a person blame everybody. It can make a person, it can destroy a person's will to believe in anything they believed in before, because now they feel like, I got this record or I got this texture about me. You don't move like that. Everything you do is elegant and elevated. Everything you do has a richness to it, a vibe to it. You have a high vibrancy to the way you walk. There's a light around you. And a lot of people wouldn't have that light with your background. A lot of that has to do with talent. A lot of that has to do with your swag. But a lot of it has to do with what you believe in. So I'm going to ask you this. You're in a game. There's no guarantees. There is no book you can open up to say, hey, rest is going to be here in chapter 12. Why are you so invested like this?
I believe in myself, man. I believe in my talent. I believe in my worth. I believe in, you know, I just believe. You know what I'm saying? I believe in what I got going. I know what I got is authentic. I know it's pure. I know that's missing from today's game, which everything is so saturated and watered down. And I just know the realness in me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a different vibe. With me, it's a different vibe. It's one thing to see things on social media, and it's a different thing in person. And I know when I touch the people, when I'm in person with people, it's a different feeling I get. You know what I'm saying? It's a different, you know, it's just
different texture.
It's a vibe you can't explain. Like it's just, you know, you know, it's like you could recognize if somebody's real, fake, and you know
what I mean? Uniqueness to you.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, that's
What do you remember about jail? From a positive way.
Positive, just disciplining myself. Because I wasn't in no gang or nothing, but I was in there when the heights of the Bloods was coming in New York. So all those young kids that was getting locked up for murders and robberies, they was coming in with me. And just to navigate through all that without being influenced and getting involved directly in it, you know, it helped me to discipline myself.
How did you convert that into entrepreneurial fuel? Because you're very successful. I mean, you fund everything. You make a way out of no way. You take beet juice and turn it into Douce. You know, you're a master of that. How did you convert that into entrepreneurial fuel? Because you're very aspirational.
As
very
far
impressive.
As the entrepreneur side, I did read. You know what I mean? I read business books and just owning myself, teaching myself to own myself as much.
Self-reliance.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, as far as the business aspect, I just, you know, I take notes from everybody. I look at, you know, if somebody's doing better in life, or I'm looking at all these moguls. I study their moves, how they get money, how they, you know what I'm saying? And I try to rub it off on my personal self the best way I can with my options of what I got in front of me. You know what I mean?
In conclusion, first time I wrote about you, I was 24 Hip Hop. And I sent it to you. I said, what you think? He was like, man, that's dope. And then we rarely ever talk. And I wrote again and again and again. And I was going over your articles this morning at 4 a.m. in the morning. And I went from the first one, and I want you to do this too, to the last one. I said, man, this guy is truly special. Look at the story we're building. I want you to own that. Because greatness never comes on your time. Success never comes. Never taps you on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm almost there. But if you're on the right path, Rest, if you sacrifice in a way that's unnatural, because sacrifice is unnatural. There's nothing natural about a mama working 3 jobs, paying for it. There's nothing natural about what you're doing, because you could take the other road. You took the path of most resistance, and I respect it. But remember that everything that you said in this interview about how motivated you are, being behind that wall, and you broke down the wall. That's what's so impressive. Because guys don't have that kind of energy like you when they go through that. They fail. That's what it's meant to break you. You know that. They tried to break you, but it didn't. That's why I asked you about the controlled aggression. You took it and you controlled it. A lot of people can't control aggression. They use it in the wrong way. Therefore, it defeats the purpose of their legacy. Your legacy, I feel, is real. And that's why I enjoy being your biographer, writing about you, documenting that. And that's why every word I write is so indicative of your purpose, because I can feel things in your picture. I can feel it. I can feel the pain. I can feel the tears. I can hear it, because you've been through a lot. But I want you to understand that for the movement to start, people got to feel what you feel. When I write, people feel that. They just call me the GOAT because that's the only word they can do. I didn't give myself that title. But when they read what I wrote about them, it make them feel that way. You make me feel that way when I watch you. It's cinematic. Thank you for being on the House of Hits. Walk in that booth, shut it down, do what you do, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, man.
People, Rest BX in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And do me one favor. How's your name spelled on streaming platforms?
Oh, you can check me out, RE$T. Just make sure y'all put the $sign in there. Everything will pop up, Apple Music, Spotify. For the YouTube, Rest BX, RESTBX. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's how you get it.
Let's get it.